Hey there Space Cats, Jules here. You've joined me on a day in early February when it is freezing McWeasels outside, but the light is just perfect for doing some illustration. On my list of things to draw, I have the 3 billy goats gruff. Now there's a thing, and here is the thing. Is their surname Gruff? Or are they all just a bit grumpy? If so, it doesn't play out properly in the story because only the biggest billy goat is gruff. The other two are just kind of weak and mellow and a bit puny. Well, putting aside the annoyance of the title, this story brings back lots of lovely memories for me from when my 2 boys were young and we'd go to Ventnor the gardens in Ventnor. And in there is a bridge where you can hide underneath if you feel the urge of a troll coming over you, and you can say to your little billy goats,
"Who's that tripping over my bridge?"
Enough! Let's get to work. I'm using a Tombow Fudenosuke soft tip brush pen, and later we'll be colouring with watercolour paint and water soluble colouring pencils. There were once 3 billy goat brothers by the name of Gruff. Little Billy Goat Gruff, Middle Billy Goat Gruff, and Great Big Billy Goat Gruff. And they lived in a lovely rich green valley with lots of delicious grass to eat. But one summer it was very dry in their meadow, and the grass started to turn brown and the earth became hard. There was nothing for the billies to eat. They were so hungry, they started to look at each other. However, in the distance, many miles away, they could see a field that was full of lush green grass, and they could almost smell how sweet it was. The 3 billy goats decided to leave their valley and walk the miles to the delicious looking field. On the way, they came across a rickety old wooden bridge. Little did they know, the bridge was owned by a grumpy old troll, who was very proud of his crumbling old home. The troll had not eaten for some months, and he was also very hungry. There was nothing he liked more than a juicy billy goat. The little billy goat was the first to reach the bridge. He put one hoof onto the bridge, clack, then another, clack, clack, and soon he was crossing the bridge. Just as he was halfway over, he nearly jumped out of his skin as he heard a thunderous voice.
"Who's that trip-trapping over my bridge?"
To his horror, a troll reared up from under the wooden boards.
"It is only I, the little billy goat Gruff,"
said the goat, quaking in his hooves.
"I'm going to the meadow to eat some delicious green grass."
"Oh no, you're not.
Boomed the troll.
I'm going to eat you up."
"No, don't do that,"
said the little billy goat.
"My brother is coming over in a minute, and he's much bigger and tastier than me."
So, the greedy troll allowed the little billy goat Gruff
to cross the bridge and waited under the bridge for the tastier goat. The other goats saw from a distance that the little Billy had crossed the bridge and was on the other side trotting towards the green, luscious grass. So the middle Billy Goat Gruff put his hoof onto the bridge. Clack! Then another. Clack, clack! And soon he was crossing the bridge. Just as he was halfway over, he nearly fell off the bridge as he heard a thunderous voice.
Who's that trip-trapping over my bridge?
To the middle Billy Goat's alarm, a troll reared up from under the wooden boards. "It is only I, the middle Billy Goat Gruff," he said, trying to sound brave. "I'm going to the meadow to eat some delicious green grass."
Oh no, you're not,
boomed the troll.
I'm going to eat you up.
"No, don't do that," said the middle Billy Goat. "My brother is coming over in a minute, and he's much bigger and tastier than me." So the greedy troll allowed the middle Billy Goat Gruff to cross the bridge and waited under the bridge for the tastiest goat. The great big Billy Goat saw from a distance that both brothers had safely crossed the rickety bridge and were now munching happily on grass. He put one of his great hooves onto the bridge. Clack! Then another. Clack, clack! And soon he was crossing the bridge. Just as he was halfway over, he heard a booming voice.
Who's that trip-trapping over my bridge?
The troublesome troll reared up from under the bridge. "It is I, the greatest Billy Goat Gruff," said the mighty goat. "I'm going to the meadow to eat some delicious green grass."
Oh no, you're not,
boomed the troll.
I'm going to eat you up.
"Oh no, you're not," said the great big Billy Goat Gruff. And as the troll clambered up onto the bridge, ready to eat his breakfast, the biggest of the Billy Goats bent his head down and charged towards the troll, faster and faster, and finally hit the troll with his unbreakable tough horns, flinging him high into the sky. The troll landed in the river and sank to the bottom, never to be seen again. The three Billy Goats decided to stay in the new valley, where the grass was sweet and tasty. But they knew, if they wanted, they could cross the bridge whenever they liked. If you'd like further artist tutorials, I have a variety of short courses that will help you. There are real-time sessions looking at painting, drawing and marker pens, among others. And if you're keen on producing your own book, there is a more in-depth course on what you need to know about self-publishing a book with illustrations. That covers making key decisions, how to make layouts and dummy books, rhythm and pacing, as well as several tutorials on illustrating a book and a look at the tech. You can either hop over to my website or join me on Patreon for more information. Go on, give it a go! Having done a little bit more research, it would seem that in the earliest repetition of this Norwegian story, the goats did actually have the family name Gruff. Well, I suppose it could be worse. Curry, for example. Next week I will be pondering on how to come up with a title for your book if you're struggling and giving you a few starters. Until then, I'm off to survey all the goats on the Isle of Wight to see how many of them have the family name Gruff.
I will see you next week. Nanu nanu.